As we all knew, he wasn't exactly the model of loyalty, but this time he was caught in the act. And there are leaked receipts, direct messages, a mystery woman, and a controversy so tangled that Yandy had to intervene. But hold on, who is this unidentified lady? How did she receive these direct messages? More significantly, what was Yandy's reaction upon learning? Because I promise you that someone will pay you when Yandy finds some bullshit. I already know that online detectives are looking through screenshots and establishing links on social media. So am I truly playing dirty behind? Is Yandy back, or is there more to the story than meets the eye? You won't be prepared for this tea alert, so stay tuned as we go over every filthy detail. This man was recently caught up in the year's most perilous, untidy, and fascinating drama. And by caught, I mean with his own lies. Now pay attention. Have you ever been lazily browsing social media and an entire scandal was thrust into your face? That's precisely what transpired when a mysterious woman felt compelled to reveal every detail of his personal life. This is brand new, but let's take a closer look at this FBI probe, which is of a higher caliber. What does this mean for voice notes, receipts, and everything else we reveal to the public? And who is this woman? And why is she exposing him now? It looks awful, really awful. So let's take a moment to reflect. Yandy is back. And when I tell you that this isn't a minor affair, you'll realize that a whole relationship has been blown up. Bit and ask how we arrived. If you are familiar with him, you are aware of his messy past, which includes his turbulent relationship with Yandy, his ongoing baby mama controversy, and his prior legal issues. Let's talk about this woman now. Yandy did more than simply say things. She actually offered proof. And by proof, I mean screenshots that even show the iPhone battery level in the corner. She says she and EM have been talking for a minute. And by talking late at night, I don't mean informally. They exchanged. Don't assume this is just another woman attempting to cause a brawl. She was ready with dates, timestamps, hotel receipts, voicemails, and don't lie, the most strange of all the messages. I'm telling this woman that he feels stuck in his marriage, sir. Are you telling me that you feel stuck because of the same woman who protected your reputation, reared your kids while you were abroad, and held you down when you were incarcerated? The boldness and bravery. Company long enough to see the absurdity. Another woman, just when we thought the situation could get any messier. Yes, initially, a small number of women came out, but thereafter, the timeline is rapidly filling with women sharing their own, "Oh, he was in my DMs" experiences. The question is, was I leading a second life? The patterns match the receipts. It stings because they aren't just, "Oops, I slipped up" direct messages. Is this man really living a secret life? Or is this an attempt to damage his reputation? Let's examine now. In actuality, these messages' content is disorganized. They weren't merely flirting, "Hey, beautiful" texts. Rather, he was talking about plans for the future, travel, vacations, and promises. You mean to tell me, sir, that the woman who helped you while you were in prison and turned down other men for you isn't the one? He was texting this history woman in a way that indicated he was in a completely different relationship. And worse, he was saying things that no married man should ever say. I feel stuck. I don't know if Yandy is truly the one, and I just want to be happy again. As you already know, there are jokes on the internet about how he must have gone crazy because he couldn't have messed up Yandy in this way. But it gets worse, trust me. People are now showing you vintage hip-hop and love videos of M being shady. And it looks horrible when I tell you that the pieces fit together. Not to mention that he has already been criticized for his extracurricular activities. Recall how he said on national television that he wouldn't have held Yandy down if the roles had been reversed. All along, the writing was on the wall, and right when we believed it. Wait until you hear what occurred next. If you thought the first half was crazy, what were your expectations? Because Yandy isn't the type that cries in the corner. Rather, she's the sort that calls you, pulls up to you, flips the table, and asks you to say it to her face. Believe me, it will soon fall. And let's face it, what could I possibly say to her? I can't make things worse. Yandy was determined not to overlook this, and instead of learning about it from a private investigator or a concerned friend, she found out about it online, just like us. Imagine waking up, picking up your phone, and discovering that your husband's private life is now making headlines worldwide. That would drive anyone insane, regardless of how composed you are. Shall we explain this? You already know that the streets are talking and the receipts are facts, not just conjecture. After she saw the screenshots, Ethan played himself, even though he had assumed he would embarrass her and get away with it. She quit using shady TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, and all other social media since she was either sobbing or making plans. Since Yandy doesn't cry, what does she do? She makes them a call. Discuss Yandy, as you are aware that she is not the kind to respond with a sad, emotional why and B. This woman has been in the game for too long, ma'am, to know how to handle a scandal. Moreover, you know what? He doesn't respond. During the most significant incident of his life. Why would a man who claims to be innocent reject his wife's calls? Everyone was tagging him and Yandy with clown emojis whenever he posted anything, and the internet was choking him. As Yandy worked behind the scenes, someone even joked, "Bro, just log out forever." Her next move astounded everyone. Better yet, she packed her luggage rather than responding online. She booked the flight and left on business, sis. So where did she go right away? Everything occurs in Miami, as everyone who has been paying attention knows. You know who was in Miami when N's mystery woman was there? On the streets, people were saying that Yandy had gone down there to get the truth straight from the source when the FBI started looking into it and the internet started making connections. This makes perfect sense. Yandy is not an idiot. She is aware that individuals are not always trustworthy. As if things couldn't get messier, a new series of messages, this time from a different woman, leaked. The receipts got even worse when a second woman entered the conversation. Voicemails, screenshots taken via FaceTime, and even Cash App transactions are on the table. And he wasn't merely ridiculing these women. He was actually spending money, which is the easiest way to make a problem worse. After everything, Yandy released a single photo, and guess what? It featured her with a specific. When I told you that she changed the script, the internet went berserk. Let's also discuss the fact that this wasn't just a casual, friendly linked EP pic, because if there's one thing that a man like me can't tolerate, it's watching his lady go on. He most likely assumed she would be crushed, but the caption was the true dagger, the smiles genuine, and the pose personal. Everyone understood at that point that Yandy was finished, and the internet wasn't the only thing holding him back. What happens now when he's on life support, trending for all the wrong reasons, and the internet has already sided with them? To prove to everyone that she is still that girl, Yandy did what all men dread. She shined, got flies, and went out. His phone works, of course, and he has something to say now that she's moved on and wants to talk. But the real question is whether Yandy wants to hear it at all, whether they try to pull off some I've changed man ploy to win her back. or whether this is the end of one of the most well-known couples on reality TV. Oh, it's going to become wilder. Just, there's always more messiness to come. Apparently, Yandy's decision to unfollow M was only the first step. Instead, CIS went into full purge mode and started deleting everything that had previously been on her timeline, including old anniversary posts, adorable relationship goals, and anything else. In the world of celebrities, you are already aware of what that means. But don't worry, M is still trying to limit the harm. His public relations staff quickly released a statement claiming that the DMS were. The internet wasn't buying it, especially since there were multiple women involved, even though it was misinterpreted and the other woman was simply an old friend. Since this whole fiasco began, other women have come forward to suggest that they may have encountered them. Let's just say that the evidence is increasing more quickly than he can refute it. Voicemails, screenshots, and even a grainy video that has gone viral online depict a man who appears to be hugging someone who isn't Yandy at a club. Instead of responding on Instagram like this, Yandy is being clever. He has reportedly been begging Yandy to meet with him in private so he can share his side of the story, but based on what we hear, Yandy is not interested in hearing it. He is also avoiding interviews, skipping public events, and keeping his head down. Since she isn't going away, let's now discuss this so-called other woman. It is reasonable to assume that she is making a big, bold statement. She looks gorgeous and at ease when she makes her first public appearance at a charity event. The rumors start to circulate. The photographers go crazy, and the bloggers immediately take notice. The streets are ablaze with rumors that she may leak even more receipts. But hold on, it gets worse. The Shade Room tweeted an enigmatic tweet that read, "If the truth hurts, just wait until the whole truth comes out." Do you recall the old interview tape where M stated that if the roles were reversed, he wouldn't stay? With admirers tagging him on social media and criticizing him for possessing so much, that video has definitely gone viral once more. Excitement when it was about Yandy maybe cheating. But he's quiet now that he's the one on the hot seat, referring to supporters who aren't holding back. After she posts a single Instagram story with a black screen and the remark, "A woman's intuition is never wrong," Judy, M's mother, intervenes to support her son. Fans don't like it, she claims, and that people are overstating the matter. He loves his family. Furthermore, it turns out that Yandy and I have been working on a new business endeavor together, a couples retreat series, which was about to start. One commenter said, "Girl, be serious. He's the one who got caught, not us." Now when you think about it, it's more than simply some sloppy direct messages. Given that their combined business and entire marriage are failing in front of us, and circumstances do not appear promising, the longer he doesn't say anything, the louder the receipts become, and judging by Yandy's movements, she seems to be done. Whether Yandy intends to entirely remove M from their joint ventures is currently the key question. Given that M currently seems guilty, owing to the leaked DMS, the club footage with the reserved face, and the many women who are supposedly involved, we need to talk about how he is handling this. Despite being caught red-handed, he is evading any consequences, which makes me. I wonder if M and Yandy's romance is over. Supporters are essentially begging her to make this decision on her own. We still haven't seen all the receipts, so I think things will get even messier. You should begin preparing for the repercussions if Yandy is acting as though she's done. What are your thoughts though? Is Yandy going to be permanently gone? Do you think M is merely trying to clean up a mistake he knows he made? Or do you think his excuses have any merit? To receive more exclusive updates, click the like button and subscribe if you enjoy the tea. I will assure you. I suspect Yandy isn't finished yet. She may have more to say soon, but I must ask, should she cut me off entirely? Or is this simply another episode of celebrity drama that will end in a few weeks? Trust me, this drama is far from done. So while you're here, press the like button, subscribe, and turn on your notifications because you already know this conversation is going to get heated. You won't want to miss a thing because this is only the beginning. Are these alleged other ladies speaking the truth? Or are they merely attempting to gain attention? Concentrate on this drama because, trust me, it's only beginning. She is furious after her stepson Yandy openly accused her of cheating on N. Is this the last straw in their scandal-plagued marriage, where adultery appears to be a common occurrence? We're going to analyze the most recent intense drama between this well-known couple, Yandy and me. So grab some popcorn. During their initial meeting, he also made an impression on Yandy, which paved the way for a tighter bond. A hit? Yandy recounted the exciting evening as follows. I'm making sure everyone is suited up and gets into the van. And then I come down in my sweatpants and Mindy asks, "Are you going to the party that way or not?" When I stated, "Oh, I'm not going," he responded, "You're not going, so I'm probably not going either." All right, Pylon. I joined everyone in the bar to go to the vehicle, and he inquired as to why I hadn't gone. He suggested, "Why don't I buy you a drink?" I replied, "Oh, I never party with my client. I'm fine." He accompanied her back to New York, where their brief romance developed in 2014, 8 years later. It wasn't a fairy tale at all, but he proposed to deepen their bond, and their 2015 wedding signaled the start of a new chapter in their lives. Since the beginning, their path has been filled with highs and lows, and their extravagant 2015 wedding felt like the epitome of a fairy tale. A marriage certificate that the government didn't recognize was almost meaningless, though, as Yandy subsequently disclosed the startling reality about their union. She also stated, "I don't have a contractually bound agreement with the government between my husband and me, but God and I absolutely have an agreement." She went on, "I didn't send off the paperwork. I signed it. Our officiant signed it. But I never sent it off." She also stated, "I'm not saying my finances are more important than my marriage. That's not the case. I don't want to be punished for not submitting the paperwork, but I have good reasons, and they were all related to protecting my family." Following this discovery, many viewers questioned why, if the legal issue was so easily disregarded, the wedding was so lavish, the dress was so exquisite, and the public demonstration of devotion was so needless. Was it all a show? Still, if a wedding has no legal significance, what good is it? Even without the show, the cameras, and the paperwork, you may have a strong commitment. However, as we are grappling with it, another startling discovery is made.